Do you know who I am? I am the arm, and I sound like this.
Oh, we don't even have the light on, brother. Let me go turn it on. Boom. So, let's explain how we... Okay, none of that.
Okay.
In 2021, we watched 100 movies.
Yeah.
And of those 100 movies, Eraserhead was the one that I think we've talked about the most. And it's mainly because of how much you hate this movie.
Oh, yeah. It just wastes my time, if that makes sense. I feel like it does things so slow and so nonsensically that it just boils my blood.
David Lynch is known for being very surreal, very out there, and he refuses to answer questions about his movies.
Believe it or not, Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
Elaborate on that.
No, I won't.
I do think that he's full of crap.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
All right.
I think, so that's kind of what started this whole thing, was us thinking, okay, what would be the funniest idea for a video?
Yeah.
And it was, let's get Jay on his fall break. Let's ruin it. Let's ruin his fall break.
Yep.
And we made you watch 5 David Lynch movies.
Yep.
And we're just going to explain how that went, and we will have you explain every movie. And we started off with Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me.
From one of the most gifted directors of our time comes a startling new film that could only happen in one place. David Lynch's Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, rated R. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
So, go ahead, explain Twin Peaks:
Well, okay.
Fire Walk with Me.
So where do you start with that one? The first 40 minutes are a complete waste of time. They go absolutely nowhere. They don't introduce you to the overall plot. In fact,
But it's funny, though,
barely
right?
ties in.
But it's funny, right? Like, it's a funny first 40 minutes. You were giggling a little bit.
I mean, yeah, because I thought that's what I was signing up for. And then 40 minutes later, it's completely flipped on its head.
So explain what the first 40 minutes are.
It's just these 2 detectives that go out and try to solve this murder that happens on this random girl that shows up in Twin Peaks. And
So I think that might be where you're confused, is I don't think it is Twin Peaks. They're not in Twin Peaks at first. It's a different town. And these detectives are it's like the inverse of Twin Peaks, I think. From what I understand anyway.
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Twin Peaks, I think it's kind of supposed to parallel what happens in Twin Peaks, because Twin Peaks is the murder of Laura Palmer. And it's got to be some sort of connection with this town.
I don't buy it.
Okay.
I don't think any connections are happening. I don't buy any of that.
So what happens after the first 40 minutes?
Well, you follow this girl that is supposed to be like the homecoming queen, you know? Like everybody thinks she's perfect. But in reality, behind the scenes, she's getting into prostitution, getting into cocaine, and later you find out that she's actually full on being raped by her own father and later murdered by her father. And that's pretty much the entirety of what happens.
Were there any scenes in particular that stood out in this movie that you remember that are like burned into your brain?
Yeah, specifically, there's this part where the little, what's the right term for them these days? Dwarf?
Little person.
Is it really?
Yes.
That's actually it?
I believe so.
All right. The little person, he's like speaking backwards. Then he goes, la 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 la. That was pretty funny.
That is what you'll remember of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last 10 minutes shows Laura Palmer dying.
Mm-hmm.
Anything there?
No.
No?
I just don't care about Laura Palmer at all.
Okay.
It does not make you care about her. It does not make you feel sympathy for her.
See, that's interesting because everything that I've heard about this movie is
From idiots that are willing to watch this movie for fun.
So David Lynch, I think, was interested in the idea of Laura Palmer, and in Twin Peaks, you don't ever really get to know her. I've seen the first season of Twin Peaks, and it gave me nightmares for the weeks that I was watching it, just the weirdest dreams. So I quit watching it, but the first season of that show, you don't ever really get to know Laura Palmer. And so I think what happens is he wanted to know, why does everybody love Laura Palmer so much? And that's why he made this movie, to explain, okay, this is why people loved Laura Palmer. But you didn't get any of that.
Nope.
There's nothing in there
No.
that... Okay.
Nope, she's just straight up into prostitution, into cocaine, being a jerk to her friend. There's no redeeming qualities for Laura Palmer at all.
So on a scale of Eraserhead out of 10, what do you give this movie?
Probably a 1.
Oh,
I
wow.
still hated it.
Oh, wow.
Still hated it.
Rose, darling, I've got to go see Lyle. And I've got to make this trip on my own.
Alvin, you're gonna get blown on the road. That's what I'm afraid.
I'd be happy to drive you.
I still want to finish this the way I started. I just hope I'm not too late. You've got two brothers that haven't spoken in 10 years. I want to make peace. I want to sit with him look up at the stars like we used to do so long ago. A brother's a brother.
So I was aware that this was one of David Lynch's more normal movies. So I was like, okay, we're gonna start him off with Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, because this is it's a tough watch. It's a little more extreme. And then I says, let's give him the G-rated Disney David Lynch movie. Were you surprised at the beginning? I think you were aware that he did a Disney movie.
I was, yeah.
But you weren't aware.
I still thought it was going to be garbage. But then we actually got into it, and it was not garbage.
Yeah. I was shocked how much you loved this movie, to be honest. I wasn't expecting, like, what did you give this? Like a 9, 10 out of 10?
Upon further reflection, probably a 10.
Dang.
There was so much about this movie that I loved, and I can't pinpoint a part that I dislike.
Wow.
This proves that David Lynch can make a good movie. He just doesn't.
So I think this movie wasn't written by him.
Yeah.
So this one was written by Mary Sweeney, I believe. So David Lynch, I think all of his weirder movies, he writes. So this one, written by Mary Sweeney, he said that when he read the script, this was like, he had to make this movie.
I wasn't going to do the straight story. And I lived with Mary Sweeney, and I knew she was working on it. She worked on it for three and a half years, and with her childhood friend John Roach. And I'd hear all about it. I had zero interest. And when they finished the script, they gave it to me to read. And when I read it, I felt these things, and I thought, oh man, that is really beautiful. And I thought that, cinema could, get that, emotion. And in a way, it was, it was a straight line kind of film. It was lean, and so it was delicate.
So could you tell that this was not written by David Lynch? Does David Lynch have like a dialogue that you can tell? Like with George Lucas, you could tell a George Lucas script. Tarantino, you can tell Tarantino. David Lynch, you've watched 5 of his movies now. Does he have a style?
He does, and I still think this movie has those moments. He had to have had a couple scenes in there.
The deer scene?
He had to have done that, right?
I'd like to look into that. The deer scene seems very Lynchian.
Very Lynchian, but that was the funniest part of the movie.
Oh, it's so funny.
Can I help you, lady?
No, you can't help me. No one can help me. I've tried driving with my lights on. I've tried sounding my horn. I scream out the window. I roll the window down and bang on the side of the door and play Public Enemy real loud. I have prayed to St. Francis of Assisi, St. Christopher too. What the heck? I've tried everything a person could do, and still, every week, I plow into at least one deer. I have hit 13 deer in 7 weeks driving down this road, mister. And I have to drive down this road every day, 40 miles back and forth to work. I have to drive to work and I have to drive home. Where do they come from? He's dead. And I love deer.
I don't know. There's quite a few scenes that I can think of in David Lynch's filmography that just make me bust up laughing.
Yeah, no, there are. He is funny. I'm not going to take that away from the guy. His problem is that he takes it and he drags it out way longer than it has any right to be. And it just wastes your time.
The deer scene does go on for quite a while.
It does, but it's funny.
It is funny.
And it's a breath of fresh air. His worst movies, I mean they're all worse. His other movies, they don't have those moments of clarity that this movie has. This is like the one moment of like insanity in the entire movie.
Okay. So the rest is not.
No. Even the parts where I was like, that didn't make sense, it comes around later and you're like, oh, that was actually kind of profound and beautiful. I mean, the whole movie is beautiful. Like, there's so much about that movie that I love. I would watch it again with you.
Dang.
It's that good.
So I think it's safe to say that of the 5, this is your favorite.
Oh, yeah. It's not even a competition.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I was expecting it to be up there for you, but I don't know if I thought it'd be favorite material. So
Yeah, no.
interesting.
This is the only one that even gets past a 5, 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a 10. It proves that he can make a movie.
Yeah.
And it only enrages me more knowing that he can make a movie. Like, he can do that. He just refuses to.
Do you have anything more to say about The Straight Story?
Beautiful movie. Anybody watching should go watch it. It's underrated, and I think it's because Disney shot themselves in the foot with it. I was reading into it a little bit. They like played it at a couple film festivals, and so it made like no money. And it's like, that was such a good movie. You guys really messed up with that.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's a beautiful movie. You should watch it.
But it was the emotion of it, of the piece, that got me going, and how to get that, try to get that.
What would you say to people who suggest it's not a real David Lynch film?
Well, I mean, it's like, I would say I understand what they're talking about, but at the same time, that's one of those things. We're all capable of doing, many types of things, and it's what you fall in love with.
I'll be darned. I think I love that movie. Really good.
I wonder where you were going. Mulholland Drive. That's where I was going. Mulholland Drive.
I had a dream about this place.
Tell me.
There is no band, and yet we hear a band.
Diane? Camilla. Diane, the car's waiting. This is the girl.
Get out of the car.
I mean, I just came here from Deep River, Ontario, and now I'm in this dream place.
Someone is in trouble. Something bad is happening.
Could be someone's missing, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Silencio. Silencio. Camilla, you've come back.
Third up on the list is considered to be David Lynch's masterpiece. It's what everybody, all the Lynch fans, I think of all of like the Reddit boards and comments and everything that I read, Mulholland Drive is near the top 2 or 3 every single time.
So this one is better than Twin Peaks and Eraserhead.
Okay.
However, that's not, you'll learn that means nothing because it's still David Lynch and it's still dog crap. Okay, where do I even start with this one? So you begin the movie with this lady in a taxi cab, all right? And she's driving down the road, and all of a sudden they stop the taxi cab, and this guy pulls a gun on her, says to get out, all right? And meanwhile, there's this other 2 cars, it never explains where they come from, come in and like get into a head-on collision with the taxi. Or not taxi. Did I say limo or taxi?
Taxi.
It's a limo. It's a limo.
Okay.
Kills everybody except for the woman. All right. Now she goes and runs off and finds herself in front of this apartment complex for like really rich, ritzy actresses and stuff like that. And she somehow sneaks her way into this one apartment. All right. And you come to find out that this other girl that comes in after is the niece of a movie star, and she is there to audition for a role in a movie, all right? Her name is Betty. But you find out later on in the movie that in all reality, these 2 people, these 2 women, are actually lovers. And Betty is not actually Betty, she's Diane. And it's kind of like this weird mishmash, filmed out of order movie.
Okay.
Where basically the woman, it's David Lynch, man. I don't know how to explain it with making it make sense, but it is not the masterpiece people say it is. And if people are saying that, they're full of freaking crap.
But you were able to follow it, at least.
Yeah.
Like there's a plot there.
Kind of.
But it's not.
Not, no.
Okay.
No. Anybody that's saying this is a masterpiece is just trying to sound smart, dude. And I think David Lynch is making a mockery out of these people. I really do. I don't think any of his stuff is serious. There's so many parts in this movie that just were like, what? Why was this here? There's literally this scene where this guy makes a phone call, and then it cuts to another guy picking up the phone call, and then going, okay, putting down the phone, picking up the phone, calling another dude, and then another dude goes to that phone call, and it cuts away from that, and it goes nowhere. And that just happens a lot. Things like that happen all the time with David Lynch. And it's funny until it's not. And then it just overstays its welcome every time. And it's just like, there is this pretty funny scene where it's just like, and I still have no idea how this ties into the overall movie, but there's this guy in the restaurant with another dude that are never brought up again in the entire movie. They are never seen again. But this guy's like, oh man, I really wanted to go to this Winkies. And he goes, why Winkies? And he goes, well, not just any Winkies, this Winkies. And he goes, well, why? And he said, well, I had this dream where this creepy thing was looking at me through the wall. And he's like, what? And just, it's so nonsensical, but it goes fast enough to where it's like, okay, this is kind of entertaining. And then out of nowhere, they start walking down to this alleyway for no reason at all whatsoever. And there's just this disheveled looking homeless dude with like brown on his face, and he looks like a monster. And the dude just falls on the floor and like dies. This is one of those things where it just amounts to nothing. I'm going to lose my mind. What the fetch? What? Hang on. What was the point of that? Is this gonna be a reoccurring character?
Oh.
And it's never brought up again until the very end of the movie where you see the homeless dude.
Is he a homeless guy?
I don't know. But it made me rewind a little bit and go, what the fetch just happened? But I'm sure those fetchers on Reddit are coming up with all sorts of stupid theories. There's this director that it follows for probably like 20 to 30 minutes of the screen time that is just a side character in this love affair with these two women. And it's like, what is he doing here? Why am I watching this? Oh, and the cowboy. What the fetch was the cowboy?
Cue Reddit boards of what the cowboy means.
Reddit was a mistake. So is this movie. This is probably a 4.
Okay. And the next one made you rethink everything.
Yeah.
Q Inland Empire.
Evil was born and followed the boy.
What love does. So I'm sorry. The longer run radio what love
does. Okay. David Lynch's 3-hour-long, would you say epic? Would you say it's an epic movie?
No.
No? What is it? Explain Inland Empire to me as best as you can.
You can't.
There's no explaining
Even when they were trying to come up with a tagline for the movie, they went, what do we do with this?
There is no tagline?
No, it's a woman in danger. That's it.
Is she in danger?
Who knows? Who actually knows?
The only thing that I knew about Inland Empire going into this was that this is David Lynch's 3-hour-long movie that he shot in Poland for a good chunk of it. I would say, I think like 90% of this movie was shot in Poland. And he had a digital camera and he just went around and he just filmed things. And I don't think he even meant to make a movie. I think at the end, he like sort of pieced it all together. He was just making shorts. Like the bunnies, the rabbits that keep showing up, I think he was just, those are like shorts. And he just like spliced them into the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they work into the movie. I don't know. They don't.
They don't.
See, I'm starting to question, Jay, if you just don't understand David Lynch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. David Lynch, I think that if you claim to get David Lynch, you have your head so far up your own ass.
Question, can one enjoy Inland Empire unironically?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think somebody could just watch this movie for the vibe?
Not a sane person, no.
Okay.
Unless you're there to make fun of it.
Okay. So explain why you believe that.
Because it does not have a story. It does not have characters. It has one girl throughout the entirety of the movie and actually not even the entirety of the movie. There is nothing consistent in this movie. It is Rocky IV without Rocky, and it's just music videos, and that's it. There's nothing connecting anything. It's all, other than the Polish and the bunnies. This whole movie is trash.
How were you feeling at the end of the 3 hours of this movie?
I wanted to throw up.
Really?
Unironically, I felt sick to my stomach.
Is it because of the content in the movie?
No,
what is it? It just 3 hours of nonsense.
Made me it made me question my own sanity.
Do you think maybe that was the point of the movie?
I think I'm gonna attack you.
So,
if you keep trying to make sense out of David Lynch's
Look,
crap.
I haven't seen it. I cannot judge. One thing that really tickles me, I guess, is David Lynch. He decided, you know what, we're not going to campaign this movie for Oscars like other movies do. Other movies like campaign for Oscars. David Lynch didn't do that. He said, I'm going to let the internet campaign for this movie. And so what he did is he had a cow, and he took this cow, and he just went to some random street corner in LA, and he had a sign behind him that says, Inland Empire for your consideration.
If you want to see the greatest performance of 2006, check out Laura Dern's performance in Inland Empire. Okay, you got on YouTube for you. Stay out of trouble.
We'll try.
See ya.
Take care.
And I think that's the most David Lynch thing David Lynch could have come up with to campaign this movie for the Oscars.
No, okay. I will say that I respect the fetch out of David Lynch. I think the guy is a genius, but not for the reasons that I think people give him credit for. I think he is playing anybody that genuinely thinks these movies are good for fools. I think it's all a prank. He is like the longest running troll of Hollywood. And for some reason, people buy in to his movies. And I don't know if it's because they want to think they're smart or they want to think that they are more interesting than they really are. And to do so, they resort to pretending to like David Lynch, and maybe they do like David Lynch. And if that is the case, you need to see a therapist because you are out of your fetching mind.
But is it possible that somebody can watch David Lynch?
Not Inland Empire.
Not Inland Empire.
Not Inland Empire.
See, that's the thing, is I think Inland Empire, even amongst Lynch fans, is nobody's favorite.
I will say, I think that some of these you could find genuine enjoyment from.
Okay.
Not this.
Not Inland Empire.
No.
Okay.
Because all of the other ones do have moments that I go back and I go, that was pretty funny, or that was good. I liked that moment, right? Not Inland Empire. There's nothing redeeming in Inland Empire.
What about the scene where they just breakdance? There's just that breakdance scene. That didn't do anything for you? That didn't make you chuckle? No, nothing. What about the end, the jump scare at the end?
What am I watching? That is unsettling, but what the fetch? Oh no, no, no.
Nothing?
No. That's how forgettable that entire movie is. I forgot that was there.
3 hours long.
There is this weird thing that David Lynch does in not just this movie, but in Walk with Fire and Mulholland Drive, actually, where it's like you have to wear this certain article of clothing or this certain thing, or don't wear this certain thing, and the character inevitably puts it on, and it's like, again,
The Ring.
Yeah, The Ring.
And Fire Walk with Me.
And then in this one, it's, well, what was it in this one? It was a watch. It was a watch. It was like, why do you do this? Why do you?
Was there one in Mulholland Drive?
I think there was. But now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember. Maybe not. But it was definitely in those two. And I go, why is this a thing with you?
Cue Reddit boards of what the watch means.
Yeah, I'm sure they exist. No, David Lynch, I respect him, but he does not respect me. He does not respect anybody. And that's kind of why
a straight story.
That's kind of why I respect him. Well, yeah, he respects, yeah. Straight Story's solid. That's all I have. This movie, it straight up pisses me off. It is 3 hours of nothing. I'm sorry. It's okay. This would be a great torture method for Gitmo, though.
I think you did bring that up.
I think this was a great idea, and this is like, if you...
You mentioned just showing this to Tim Pool.
Just repeat it.
Till he admits to corroborating with the Ruskies.
Yeah, I think this could be like how you get people to like confess. Like you just keep it on a loop. You just keep
make them watch it.
Just make them watch it
vampire.
over and over again, and then they just lose their sanity.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not even kidding, I was sick to my stomach by the end of that. Like sitting through that, I was like queasy the entire time.
And I think it's important to note that there's just nothing. It's extreme. It is David Lynch with no leash on. They just let him make a movie. And that's the thing too, it doesn't look like a good movie. It looks like a digital camera. Like he just sort of made a movie. And I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Oh well.
Do not watch this. Oh. An amputee. We love that.
Sweet.
That was it, huh? Is that actually it? Oh, thank goodness. Oh. Yeah, no, that was the longest 3 hours of my entire life.
So I think the main idea with making you rewatch Eraserhead was you had just watched 4 David Lynch movies. One of them is just okay. One of them is on the almost close to the same level as Eraserhead, and then Inland Empire is just David Lynch turned up to 11, and then you had a good David Lynch movie. So you have a pretty good variety, a good gauge of David Lynch at this point.
Oh, for the record, Inland Empire, I give a 0 out of 10.
Okay. I think that was...
There is nothing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Good. I think I wanted to know, would you view Eraserhead any differently after you've had 4 other David Lynch movies before?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Eraserhead is, out of the other 4, the most entertaining.
Oh.
By far.
That is a big jump.
It's not even close. It is the most entertaining, period. Like, it went by, that hour and a half went by so fast. And I don't know if it was because I was coming off of Inland Empire. That might be it. I was so distraught and disheveled by that point, and that could be it. But I don't think so. Going back and returning to it, he put a lot of work into it, and I have to give him credit for that. The set pieces, the costume designs, just everything, the dialogue it's very disjointed and confusing, but that's just how he is. I think going into it with that perspective, Eraserhead is far more tolerable.
You'll be all right in a minute.
Excuse me.
Oh, what the hell was that?
Would you bump it up from the 1 that you notoriously gave it? You gave it a 1 out of 10. Does it go up?
No.
It's still a 1.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe not.
Even with all the compliments that you gave it.
See, the thing that I do have to give it credit for is there is not a dull moment in it. It is bizarre from start to end in a somewhat favorable way.
I think this one, though, like the bizarre, surreal things that happen, I think you can pretty easily piece together. I think the only thing that I can't really explain is the lady in the radiator.
And I don't get like the demon looking thing either.
The one at the beginning with the, I think that's God. I think that has to be God because he's there when he cranks the wheel and the little thing drops.
Why he look like that though?
Dude, it's David Lynch. I don't know, but that's just what I got. Was that's God creating life, right? And then the Eraserhead baby is born.
This is a 1. I take it back. This is a 1.
I think it's an enjoyable movie, and I think on the surface, I don't think it's that surreal compared to everything else David Lynch has done.
I agree.
And I think The OK Paul scene alone is a 7 out of 10.
That is pretty funny.
You give me any movie, and it could be a 1 out of 10, it could be a 0 out of 10, and you throw an OK Paul scene in there, it goes up to a 7. That's how funny that scene is.
Okay, Paul!
It's entertaining. I'll give it that. It went by fast.
In closing, what have we learned?
That David Lynch, either way you look at it, is a mad genius. And I think that he is... I do respect David Lynch. I have to say, I do respect the guy. I think he's wild. And I hate his movies, other than Straight Story. But I respect him.
There we go.